Ladies and gentlemen, the motion today that I'm opposing, and I hope you all are too, is Trump 2.0 will make the world a safer place. I'll be honest, it's a ridiculous motion.
In this clip, Mehdi Hasan is going to pretty much dismantle the whole stage of MAGA sycophants, I guess. I don't know what happened in this world where everybody thought that Trump was going to make the world a safer place when Trump said on the PBD podcast before he was even elected that if Iran had nuclear weapons of mass destruction, he would go after them. What is that? I don't know. It gave me a little feeling of Iraq. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just saying. But anyway, Mehdi Hasan is going to dismantle this notion, especially for MAGA, that Trump is going to make anything safer. And it's fun to watch this debate because at the end of the day, we can see now that Mehdi Hasan is right. We already know he wins.
To believe this motion, you have to have been asleep for Trump 1.0. You have to have been in a literal coma between 2017 and 2021, when Donald Trump did more drone strikes than Barack Obama, tore up the Iran nuclear deal, withdrew from the INF arms control treaty, helped Saudi Arabia bomb and besiege Yemen, bombed Syria, dropped the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan, and then did a friendly deal with the Taliban, heaped praise on Vladimir Putin, threatened North Korea with nuclear war, and then exchanged love letters with Kim Jong-un. The world was not a safer place under Trump 1.0. And to believe that Trump 2.0 will make the world a safer place, you also have to have been asleep since January 20th of this year. You have to have buried your head in the sand. Safer. Safer. Safer for whom? Not for the people of Iran, more than 1,000 of whom were killed in Israeli airstrikes approved and blessed by Donald Trump as excellent. And it wasn't just the Israelis. Donald Trump, the guy who said he would be the anti-war president, the guy who said he would end the endless wars in the Middle East, bombed Iran himself last month in violation of both the UN Charter and the US Constitution. He blew up diplomatic negotiations. He failed to actually destroy all of the highly enriched uranium, which has now disappeared and is unaccounted for. And so as the former conservative foreign secretary, former leader of Michael's own party, William Hague, said the other week, Trump's bombing of Iran makes it, quote, more likely than it was before these events that we will wake up one morning 10 or 20 years from now to discover that Iran has a nuclear bomb. Well done, Mr. President. Trump will make the world safer. Safer for whom? Not for the people of Gaza, who continue to be massacred on a daily basis in their hundreds and thousands. Just 6 kids killed yesterday, lining up for water. Since Netanyahu violated Trump's ceasefire back in March, with Trump's blessing, over 6,000 Palestinians have been killed and 21,000 injured. Meanwhile, Trump has given the green light to the most far-right people in Israel to both starve the people of Gaza and ethnically cleanse the place. He just signed off on a $500 million arms deal with Israel, a government, a country that is led by a man who is wanted by the International Criminal Court. Trump will make the world safer. Safer for whom? Not for the people of Yemen, who Trump bombed in March, April, and May of this year, killing over 200 civilians. More than were killed in all American attacks on Yemen over the past 20 years, including 80 civilians in an oil refinery and 60 migrants trapped in a detention center, all dead, thanks to Donald Trump. But he'll make the world safer. Safer for whom? Not for the people of Ukraine, who Trump effectively abandoned since he berated their president in the Oval Office on live television, then kicked him out of the White House, then brought in a pause on intelligence sharing with Ukraine, which led to the deaths of hundreds of Ukrainian soldiers, dozens of Ukrainian civilians. Michael used to be a big supporter of Ukraine, but now he's here tonight defending Trump. The same Trump who just last month halted crucial arms shipments and munitions destined for Ukraine, desperately needed by Ukraine. Now he's saying, oh, well, he's going to change his mind. He's actually going to send the weapons. But he's all over the place. He's Trump.
And he's right, by the way, because I was waiting because I'm like, now wait a minute now, because he still ended up sending them the weapons. But I remember the whole, Trump is going to end the Ukraine war in an hour or whatever the hell, first day nonsense. He's really like, what is Mike going to even say to this kind of stuff? Because Mehdi Hasan is like dismantling any kind of argument this guy could ever possibly have. I mean, there's just nothing else left to say. It's just kind of interesting to watch him dismantle this guy. And it's funny because the guy apparently was like a Ukraine person, whatever, supporting Ukraine and all of that, however that goes. But now because Trump is, back and forth with it, it's okay. And that behavior that Trump did with Zelensky. Listen, I pay attention to geopolitics, and I'm not some Zelensky fan, but I thought that behavior that Trump that he presented with when Zelensky came to the office, I thought it was disgusting. I did. I was like, this is so lame. You didn't do this with Netanyahu. So like, oh, well, I'm going to wear a suit, Zelensky. It's just like, bro, you're not that guy. You did it with Zelensky, but you don't do that with Netanyahu. Like, get out of here, bro. If you guys like the clip, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos.
I know. I guess the Ukrainian people are on their own in this new, safer world brought about by Trump 2.0. The truth is that Trump is all too happy to deliver the keys to Kyiv and the property deeds to Gaza to Vladimir Putin and Benjamin Netanyahu. He's all too happy for foreign autocrats to take what they want by force. He is. I mean, you don't think Xi Jinping, who Trump calls a friend and says he has great chemistry with, you don't think Xi Jinping is watching what's happening in Ukraine and thinking Taiwan is just there for the taking? By the way, Trump, ever the mob boss, says Taiwan should pay the US protection money for its defense. So look, Trump 2.0's foreign policy is a recipe, I'm sorry to say, for more war, not more peace. This is a US president who has increased the military budget to a record high, who loves to cozy up to aggressive foreign dictators, while threatening his own democratic allies, not just Ukraine. He says he wants to annex Canada. He wants to invade Panama. He wants to conquer Greenland. Is this what a safer world looks like? The United States going to war with Denmark? And let's be clear, this is serious stuff. This isn't a joke. There are real-world consequences to Trump's bumbling belligerence, to his reckless rhetoric, to his unbelievable unstableness. You have Poland now considering getting nuclear weapons. You have South Korea considering getting nukes. You have Germany, God help us, thinking about nukes. All because Donald Trump has abandoned US allies, threatened US allies, and made the world a less safe place. More unstable, more chaotic, more dangerous. And this isn't just about war and peace. Trump is making the world a less safe place in myriad ways. He's undermined the global fight against climate change, which Michael has said in the past, Western countries have a moral responsibility to tackle. He appointed an anti-vaxxer, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., to run his health department, who promptly announced a cut in US funding to the world's most important global vaccine alliance. Michael in government during the pandemic was an evangelist for vaccines. Trump let Elon Musk gut the US aid department and completely undermine the global fight against HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria. Things that Michael fought against in government. The Lancet Medical Journal said last month that thanks to Trump's cuts to the US aid budget, we could see 14 million additional deaths over the next 5 years, including the deaths of over 4.5 million children under the age of 5. Is that...
Listen, so when it comes to the medical stuff, I'm going to stay out of that part. But I understand, like, I'm going to actually stop Mehdi there. But I understand what he's saying in theory. A lot of this stuff, though, when it comes to the vaccines, I'm just not, I'm sorry. Like, I keep the same energy. I don't think that a person should be forced to put anything in their body. There's nothing progressive about that at all. That said, the other guy loves them. He loved the vaccine. The other guy apparently was everything that Trump was against. He seems that everything that Trump is doing now, he's with it, but he wasn't for it before. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden it's cool because Trump is doing it. And this is what's going on. I'm noticing around the world, and I don't know, now, and I'm very early to this thought process, but this notion of Trump back and the whole world almost bowing down to Trump. It is a very weird feeling, but I thought it was pretty interesting, the points that Mehdi Hasan made. Mehdi Hasan loves doing this. You can tell he's just all about this debate life, and shout out to him for being that way. I will see you guys at the next one. Bye.